What is up? My name's Brad and this is Operation N64. Now if you're new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build an N64 collection starting off with just £10. By using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy N64 bangers. So before we get into this week's episode, we will do the updates to the game fund, and we had a banging week last week and a terrible week this week. We just made the one sale. We sold Sonic Advance 2 for the Game Boy Advance. We sold that for £8 plus postage. So after fees and everything, that's a grand total of this to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. Yeah, not the best week in terms of sales, but that seems to be how it happens for me. Have a good week, bad week. Yeah, so I'm not too concerned. I think we'll make a few sales this week. I said last episode that we're not going to pick any N64 games up for a bit. Try and build that fund up, get a nice lump of cash so we can try and pick these bad boys off. That's the plan. So yeah, let's get out there and see what we can find. Let's go. What is up, guys? Voiceover Brad here, contradicting himself again. I said in the last video and the one before, we're going to do dedicated game hunt day. But this week, I haven't managed to dedicate a day. I've just sort of popped out around my day today, trying to find the time. Been under the weather, just been busy. So yeah, just trying to find a bit of time here and there to pop to charity shops and that. That's what I've been doing. I've seen a few cool things, a bit weird things as well. I saw this NGW, like foam finger, new generation wrestling, no idea. A couple Bakugan, I think that's how you say it, Bakugan, brand new in box here, £3 each. Not really worth picking up, you know, about £6 to £7 resale on them, but cool to see. This Scandal DVD, if you can find, I think it's the complete season, it's worth a little bit. And then I saw this Lego City for the PS4 in a sleeve cover, thought it was kind of cool. Just flicking through the rest of the Blu-rays here. Some brand new sealed like rewritable DVDs here, like blank DVDs. 95p and £1.25, had to pick them up. I was on my lunch break now from work and I spotted a couple of puzzles here, a couple of Mario puzzles. This was kind of cool, brand new, £4 though. I wasn't going to pay that for it. But the one next to it was Mario Odyssey. It was a £1.49. It was taped shut, so I couldn't check it, but the woman reassured me that it was complete and everything was in there. And in the very same charity shop, look at the DVDs, 4 for £1, unless they're marked up. And I did find one that I thought was kind of interesting, so I picked it up. It is this The Story of WrestleMania, 50p. Still on my break now, and I saw this Biker Mice from Mars DVD. I think I have it already, so I left that behind. A couple of game-related things in the window, some Infinity stuff there, and a steering wheel, and a couple of Wii games here. Obviously, I checked the boxes just to see if there was anything decent hidden inside. Not on this occasion. I then popped to the tip shop, the treasure shop down at the tip, and they had some games in there, man, some Dreamcast stuff. I never see Dreamcast stuff, especially in the wild like this. This game here was probably the best one of the bunch. They had £10 on it. What was it called? 2012 Physic Force or Psychic Force, something like that. They had £10 on it. It was like a £25–30 game, but the disc was chewed up, so I left it behind. Cool to see though, was very, very tempted. I did and ah about it for quite some time, just because I don't see Dreamcast stuff out in the wild. Here's the Sonic Adventures with no front cover. The games are at a tip, so you've got to kind of half expect them to be sort of battered and need a little bit of work. If you guys have any of these games or played any of these games, or if any of these games were worth picking up, do let me know in the comments below. They also had a bunch of GameCube games. I don't see GameCube games all that often either, but I had most of the decent ones here. £5 each, which isn't too bad if you can find a decent one. And another thing which is kind of cool is they started just like blanket pricing their like standard games, if you know what I mean. So £2 a game in here now. So if you're looking for games for the collection, the cheaper games or the decent low end games, they're only £2 each, which is fantastic because they started pricing every game up at one point. And now they've kind of gone backwards. They said they've been sitting around too long. So now they're just giving a standard £2 price tag on most games, unless they're like kind of super interesting like them Dreamcast games were. Now I did go to Port Talbot for the day, or it was kind of like half looking, running errands and doing other stuff. And while I was there, I thought I'd check the charity shops. Saw this Coraline, brand new and sealed, 99p. Had to pick it up. I then looked at the toys, the Squishmallow here. I saw a ton of Squishmallows this day, but I'm really skeptical about picking them up now. I don't want to be paying more than £1 for them, just because they're very hit and miss. I did look through some of the other toys. Let me know if I've missed anything or if you see anything interesting on these shelves. A couple of boxed Hobbit toys here, a couple of boxed Hobbit figures for £5. I'm not going to pick them up. Cool to see though. A Darth Vader helmet right there, some Sonic like key rings, or like bag tags, I don't know what you call them. Don't know who she is. If you do, let me know. It's like a Funko Mini, is it? I think, or something like that. And I thought this kind of looked kind of interesting. It's like a pterodactyl, but I couldn't really find much on it. Wasn't worth picking up. I then asked the lady behind the till, I said, have you got any games? She said, come out the back and have a look. And this just doesn't happen to me anymore. I'm very rarely allowed out the back. But on this occasion, she let me out there and they had two massive boxes of games. I did have a look through them all. Only a couple of things I picked up, but there was a load of games in here, man, especially for the collection. Again, at the time of rooting through these, I wasn't sure on price. I didn't know how much she was going to say. I didn't want to take a load of games to the till and then get told this much and then be like, actually, I don't want them. So I did flick through them, look for the more interesting games. Some of them were priced, like this game right here was priced up at £5. And then I saw this box up here as well, so I pulled that bad boy down. Had a good look through there as well. And yeah, a load of games, man. It's nice when they say, you can go out the back. And it just doesn't happen that often. It kind of depends who's in the shop, what sort of staff members are working. But yeah, on this occasion I was allowed out there, and very, very cool to see so many games. Yeah, after rooting through all these games, sort of picking out the more interesting ones or the ones for the collection, or even just the ones that weren't scratched up to bits, I decided to pop next door to the CX. Now, they had a few games, a few N64 games. Now, I didn't know they had Bad Fur Day here, and it's not the worst one I've seen. It's not too bad at all. 220, I think it is now. Yeah, I didn't have the money for that at the moment. Plus, I'm kind of holding out for it, hoping I can find a better condition one. And then they did actually have a few more N64 games. So yeah, they had a few more N64 games here. I think only one of them was on the list, right at the back there. And they also had this Clay Fighters. And now it was marked up as unboxed, but you can see there's a box there. So I did ask to have a look at it. Unfortunately, if it had the manual, I probably would have picked it up for a tenner. Box wasn't dreadful, but on this occasion I didn't pick it up. And we are back in the game space, and guys, I'm still under the weather. I don't know if you can tell, but I still got like this lingering cold and cough, and it just won't go away. And it's been like the whole month of January, and it's winding me up. I have to admit, I'm getting pissed off with it, if I'm honest. So I tried my best to get out hunting this week, the best I can, here and there. And I've picked up a few bits and pieces, stuff to try and sell or trade, a few bits of the collection, and I did pick up an N64 game, which we'll get into shortly, because there's kind of a bit... There's a bit of like a story around it, which I'll tell you guys in a bit. But anyway, we spent a total of £7.50 on stuff to try and sell or trade. So we'll deduct that now. So let's get into the stuff we picked up to try and sell or trade. Now, the first thing we picked up is a couple of books, like graphic novels. The first one is this Laura Dean, Keeps Breaking Up With Me. No idea. It's quite thick. It's got that like black and white and pink sort of style. I've seen it quite often. Yeah, kind of cool. Don't really know much about it, but for 30p, I thought there was a bit of money in it. It's in really good condition. Maybe someone will want it. But yeah, I always pick up like these graphic novels, especially these big graphic novels. Yeah, they do sell okay. I'll try my luck. And the next one is another graphic novel. Is the Umbrella Academy Apocalypse Suit. This is number 1. I don't know how much of value there is in it. Maybe 3 or 4 quid. I paid like 30p for it. I watched the first season of Umbrella Academy, really enjoyed it, but didn't go back for any of the rest of it. It's got a cool comic book style to it. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you watched all of the Umbrella Academy and should I go back and watch it. I did really enjoy the first season, so maybe I should. But yeah, paid 30p for it, maybe 3 or 4 quid, maybe 5 at push. The next thing we picked up was some of these blank DVDs. Now, the first one we paid 95 pence for. Now, I've been seeing a load of lads picking up like blank tapes, blank DVDs, CDs and stuff, and they're selling pretty well on eBay. So I thought I'd try my luck. For 95p, I definitely think there's a bit of profit in it. And there's another one here. I paid 125 for this one. Not really sure the difference. Maybe they're longer. Eh? Can't really tell. 120 minutes. Doesn't really say on this one. Anyway, I paid 125 for this one. Again, I think there's a bit of profit in it. The next thing I picked up is this, the true story of WrestleMania. I imagine it's like a documentary mixed with some matches and stuff. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I paid 50p for it. It's brand new and sealed. I definitely think there's a bit of profit in it. 450p, brand new sealed, WWE. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, man. Got Hulk Hogan there and... is it Mr. T? Stone Cold? Yeah, man. I'd probably be interested in watching this, but I don't want to open it to watch it, so maybe I'll find it on online somewhere or stream it. Kind of cool. Just the one game I want to trade in, and that is GTA 5. I think there's still like £5 or £6 trading on this. So yeah, for 2 quid, not too bad. The next thing I picked up is this sealed copy of Coraline. I paid 99p for it. They sell it for £6 a CX, give you like 2 or 3 quid trade, I think. But a sealed copy I'll probably stick on eBay. Yeah, not too bad at all. And the next thing is this Doctor Who, the complete 4th series. Now, this is a funny one because in the charity shop, you paid 20p per disc. So this had 6 discs in it, so I paid £1.20 for it. It's a mad way of doing things, but whatever suits them. And £1.20 for this isn't too bad. CX sell it for 8 quid. They do £4 trade in, so I'll probably trade this in. And that is everything we picked up to try and sell or trade. Let's get into the stuff for the collection, and then we'll get into that N64 game. So the first thing I picked up for the collection was a couple of PS3 games. Got Ni no Kuni right here. I think I paid 2 quid for it. It's like a £4 game. It is complete. Everything's there. I'm sure I've heard people talk about this before. I don't really know much about it, but I thought it was kind of cool to add to the collection. And the next one is this Black Sight. I think it's like a first-person shooter. Again, I don't know anything about it, but I don't have it. I thought it was worth picking up for the collection. The next thing I picked up, now I've got to blame Callum over at Retro Ghetto, man. He picks up these sleeve covers, and it's got me looking, man. And I'm like, yeah, they are sick. Sleeve covers are sick. So I saw this, and it's nothing crazy, but I'm going to hold on to it. And it is this Lego City Undercover. Comes in this sleeve cover. I paid, I think, £3 for it. It's like a £10 game in CEX, £6 trading, but I'm going to keep it because it's a sleeve cover, and yeah, they're cool. Now, the next thing is a bit of a fail. Now, I saw this in a charity shop for £1.49. There was another Mario puzzle with it. Now, my boy absolutely loves Mario Odyssey. I think it's his favourite game. It is a fantastic game for the Switch. So, yeah, this was sealed, well, like sellotaped up in the charity shop. I asked the lady, I said, is it complete? She said, yeah, if it's taped, then there's all 500 pieces in there. So, yeah, I took her word for it, took it home, spent about 3 or 4 hours putting this bad boy together. I'll stick the footage up now. And I got all the way to the end, and there was one piece missing. Typical. 500. I mean, I could have counted the pieces, but who's to say that all 500 pieces were for this puzzle? So I always put them together. It's a fun thing to do with the kids as well. But it's always a pain in the ass when you're missing one. The next thing I didn't catch on camera, but it is a copy of Monopoly. Stranger Things Monopoly. All the pieces are there, the dice, the money, everything is there. I paid £4, I think, for it. And now I don't actually have Monopoly in the house. This is the first edition of Monopoly we actually own, which is crazy because everyone has Monopoly, don't they? But yeah, I picked this up for myself. Very cool version. Yeah, very cool. Now let's get into the N64 game. Now I'll give you a little backstory before I show it to you. So before Christmas, I went into a CEX to have a look at this. It was advertised as complete with expansion pack. So we pulled it out, had a look at it, happy with the condition, but it didn't have the expansion pack in there. It had the jumper pack. Now, this game was £65 at the time with an expansion pack, £35 without. I think CEX had taken it in thinking it was an expansion, but it wasn't. So this thing dropped down to £35 without expansion pack, so I left it behind. I then went to a few shops looking for this, looking online as well, trying to get it for around that sort of price, having no joy. I then had a comment in one of my videos saying you could pick this game up for like £35 without the expansion pack. Why don't you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then just pick up maybe a boxed expansion pack. Maybe get some accessories for this collection as well. Yeah, I'm going off. I'm sorry. So I went back into that CX because I knew the condition on this and I knew it was nice. So I went back in there to pick this up without the expansion, £35. Well, as you guys are probably fully aware now, there's been a ton of price changes on the CX app. So yeah, this game cost me £50 now. That's £15 more if I'd just taken it at the time. The only sort of saving grace here is I used the vouchers to pay for it. So we could deduct it from the voucher credit now, £50, deduct. But yeah, kind of a kick in the balls because I should have just done it. You know, it's my indecision by holding off. And the funny thing is I've seen a complete copy with an expansion pack, and with these new price changes, it would have been worth picking. Oh, I don't know. It's a bit of a bad decision on my part, but what can you do? We'll keep going forward. So this is the copy of Donkey Kong 64. You guys probably guessed that's what it was. Yeah, there it is. Really good condition. Very happy with it. We have a really nice manual. Very good condition. Little turn up there, but no rips or nothing. We also have the expansion pack manual, just don't have the expansion. There is the cartridge. Very happy with this. Can't wait to play this. Love this game. Obviously, I need an expansion now, though. Even got the little tool to get it in and out. But there it is, look, guys. Jumper pack. So yeah, they left all this in. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but they left it all in. They didn't have any use for it. So yeah, there is my copy of Donkey Kong 64 that I undenied about and ended up paying out more for. So yeah, it just goes to show you should really buy things when you see them. I know I was holding out, but what can you do? And there it is in its protective cover, looking fantastic. Let's cross it off the list. DK64, right down there, number 12. Brought a little tissue out with me this time to wipe it off. So there we are, 7 games left on the list. A lot of the heavy hitters up here, obviously. But yeah, we're getting there. Let's stick this bad boy on the shelf. And there it is up on the shelf, looking fantastic. Now, my indecision cost me a little bit, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we can build this game fund up a bit more this week. Pick off one of these bad boys. That's the plan. Now, I want to say thank you to anyone that's liked, commented, subscribed. I really appreciate it. I wanted to hit 2,000 subs before the end of the year. And I think we've only got like 75 to go, and it's not even the end of January. So yeah, very happy with how things are going. If you guys are enjoying this video, as always, let me know by smashing that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, be rad, stay rad, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.